Here we go. It's been a minute since I've been on. We're going to go ahead and cover a little bit about Indiana since I have been out of the loop, so to speak. I was sick and I just had too much stuff going on. I did watch the tourney, but we'll get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about the Colts, all the moves they've made outside of the organization as far as free agency. And we're going to do it now. Let's get to it.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind.
All right, so the Indianapolis Colts, they've picked up a wide receiver, and we're going to talk. We're going to get into that, and we're going to get into everybody they've come across since this free agency started. But we're going to start with Indiana. So Indiana, first round, looks good. Defense looks great. Everybody's kind of rolling. And then they come up against Miami. I thought it was going to be a really good matchup. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought it was going to be a battle. And it was the entire first half. Indiana comes into the second half, makes some adjustments, and they get the lead by 3. Then they go cold. They can't buy a bucket, and Miami is hitting it from everywhere behind the arc, guarded or not, hand in the face or not. The ball could have been tipped, and they still probably still would have made it in. However, some of the calls that the refs were making, and I'm not saying this is why Indiana lost, but some of those calls were ridiculous. Some of the no calls should have been called. They were letting them bang, which is fine. It's what the Big Ten is, but it's in the tournament. I mean, I don't know exactly why they were letting some of those calls go as far as they were, but they were letting them slide. It seemed like it favored Miami quite a bit. There was a goaltending call on Trace Jackson Davis that should not have been a goaltending call. That was the very first one that I noticed, and it just started piling. There was so many fouls that should have been called, that should have been an and one. They were hanging on Trace Jackson Davis underneath the goal almost the entire night. And I mean hanging. He couldn't get free for a reason. So anyhow, Indiana loses the second round, and they didn't lose it until about 7 minutes left in the game. And 7 minutes left in the game, they couldn't score, and Miami couldn't miss, and that's what it was. And not to mention, once you start missing like they were missing, and in return, Miami hitting everything, things just start to feel like they're sliding. It feels like you're drowned and you're sinking. It's what it feels like. Then things start going wrong, and they start snowballing before you know it's out of control. And that's what happened to Indiana. So what could have been a tight game throughout, whether they won or lost, became a blowout. And that happened. The blowout happened within the last 3 minutes. Yeah, it just wasn't pretty. Now, Indiana loses. Now, I'm going to say this. I hope to God that we get to keep Jalen Hishafino. Hopefully, Coach can talk to him and maybe get him to stay one more year. I don't see it happening. He's extremely talented. However, he learned a lot in the tournament this year that I know that he just had no idea. He kind of found himself toward the end of that game against Miami, but he was airballing threes, and he had a lot of butterflies and stuff going on. He was a nervous wreck, really, is what he was. But he did settle down and came back in the second half, and he started playing a lot better. I think he could benefit from one more year in college. I think he could. I think he would have better, better draft equity, or I personally think him going to the playoff or going to the NBA will benefit him if he stays one more year. Whether or not he's going to, I don't know. Money talks, but they are getting paid now, so let's see what happens. Hopefully he stays another year. We do have two promising freshmen coming in. Hopefully they'll be really good and ready. There's going to be a lot of people in the portal. I guarantee you this year, there's a lot of coaches kind of floating around, kind of rotating around. And I think there's going to be some players that are going to leave because the coach leaves. Now, how many? I don't know. Who's going to go to the portal? I don't know. But it's worth a shot. And I personally think that Indiana has got a good coaching staff, and I think they can be coached to do well in the Big Ten and try to make another tourney run. We'll see. But it all is going to depend upon, my opinion, depend upon Jalen Hishfino. So hopefully, he'll be able to stay another year, and we will have a team to build around him. That would be great. And I think, honestly, that's what should happen. That's what could happen. And hopefully that will be what happens. Now the Colts and what we have done outside of the Colts organization as far as free agency. We picked up a kicker, Matt Gay. We picked up a defensive end. We picked up a defensive tackle. We've picked up a cornerback. We picked up a right guard, a linebacker, a quarterback, and now today a wide receiver. So they still haven't done anything dynamic. I really like the wide receiver pickup. We needed him. We still need a corner because we have one corner, and it's just not going to cut it. We still obviously need a quarterback. I know we picked up a quarterback, but I think he's more of a mentor quarterback. He's probably going to start, or he may not start. I'm not real sure, but he is to learn from is what that's for. And they need an actual senior quarterback or a seasoned quarterback to start the game if something should happen. If he doesn't even start, he needs to be a backup. Now, the Colts just are not impressing me. They're checking all the boxes off little by little, and they are starting from the bottom up. But they need to make some better moves. I really like the wide receiver move they just did, but I mean he was let go to make cap space because Buffalo just didn't have the cap space for him, which is good for us. It's definitely good for us, but we need some more of those moves, and we need them badly. So I'm still kind of looking for that one move or those few moves that are going to make the big difference on the team, because the team we have obviously is not a Super Bowl team, and we need to prove that we can make it a Super Bowl team. So hopefully soon, nearby, it's going to happen, and hopefully won't have to wait very much longer because this free agency is still rolling. So let's see what happens. See what happens in the draft. I know we're getting a quarterback in the draft. I don't think wide receiver is going to be a thought process for the draft, which tells me he's probably going to go defensive line, offensive line. I'm hoping that he starts with our offensive line. However, we did pick up a right guard, but still, I think we need to pick up some fresh meat that'll complement the team in the draft. So I think once he gets his quarterback, I hope to God he makes a quarterback pick in that fourth round, or if we draft up a third round, because I know there's some draft mock drafts rather that are being made, and a couple of them moving up to 3. Somebody has us picking Will Levis, and I don't want that to happen. However, that's probably would not surprise me if that happens. That sounds like a Ballard move. But hopefully it doesn't happen. And if it does, I hope that I'm hoping that we can do something with Will Levis to correct his mistakes he makes. We'll see what happens. But yep. That tops off everybody that the Colts have picked up in this year's free agency. As of right now, they have signed free agents from the Colts organization back to the Colts. Some of them I don't understand, but to me that doesn't really make a difference. We're not picking up nobody. It's people that we are aware of or were originally on the practice squad. whatever that might be. I'm not worried about that. I'm not even following that for sure. But we have let Stephon Gilmore go to the Cowboys, which I think was the dumbest move we could have made. I think Cowboys defense just got 10 times better. He is a beast to be playing with or against on the field. And then we also got rid of Bobby Okereke. He went to the Giants. So that's our linebacker. Now, Bobby Okereke, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. I like him, but we do need to make some moves, so I'm not really worried about that. Let's see who we pick up in his place that actually is going to play better than him. I'm perfectly fine with it if we can get a substitute that's going to do just as good as he did, if not better, and hopefully better. That's the object of the game. If you're going to get rid of somebody, you always want to pick up somebody better. So, anyways, if you like this video, please like. If you did not like this video, please scroll down and find someone that you might like. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you all on the next one.